सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च। Mantra number 6. ऊर्ध्वं प्राणमुन्नयति
ऊर्ध्वं प्राणमुन्नयति
अपानं प्रत्यगस्यति
अपानं प्रत्यगस्यति
मध्ये वामनमासीनं
मध्ये वामनमासीनं
विश्वे देवा उपासते।
विश्वे देवा उपासते।
Yeah. So this is the mantra that we had just started in the last class, which Bhagavan Shankaracharya, Bhashyakara introduced in the following manner. Atmanaha Swarupadigame Lingam Uchyate. Like that he had introduced. So Lingam, that word Lingam is a giveaway in the Vedanta Shastram. It's a giveaway. Giveaway means what? It indicates the Sankhya Darshana. There are 6 darshanas in our dharma, in our, you can say, Indian philosophy, loosely called Indian philosophy, if they ask. And we have to say there are 6 darshanas, Shad darshanas. So you've got Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa. Like this, these are the main Shastra Darshana. We can't call it philosophy for various reasons. We'll talk about it in satsang if you're interested. But so there, that Sankhya Darshana, everybody is a great thinker. Kapila, Sankhya, Gautama, Nyaya, okay, Kanada, like this, many rishis are there, Patanjali, Jaimini, all huge, they're all giants. And so these visions are attributed to those rishis. Now, that Sankhya argument we saw. What is the argument? Shankaracharya is going to borrow from the Sankhya. He's going to borrow the argument of what? Anything that is, any object in this world is put together, is a conglomeration of things. It's never one entity. It's a combination of entities. And that's there. We see in any object, we see that. And if you don't know what is there in it, then that's not a problem because Panchabhautikam, 5 Panchabhutas are there. And so you may not know science, you may not know atoms, molecules, etc. But scientists also will tell you it is put together. It's put together. Any object is made up of something. So then Sankhya's argument is what? The put together item is called samhatam. That is a technical word we used. They use samhatam, Sankhya's. And so any samhatam is meant for something other than the samhatam. And that other than samhatam is called asamhatam, something that is not put together. And so we went through that argument. I don't want to repeat it. Samhatam must be jadam. Jadam means not chetanam, achetanam, inert, material, and it should also be paratantram, meant for something else, depends on something else, meant for and also depends on. What about asamhatam? The asamhatam must be chetanam, must be a conscious entity, as opposed to the material inert entity. Asamhatam has to be chetanam, and then it should also be swatantram. I hope you remember this. These three words we used for samhatam and asam. Okay, just a reminder. And having used that logic here, so in this mantra, that logic is going to be used, and he's going to say this body is samhatam, and it is ticking. If you ask why, how does this body tick? Then he say it is ticking because of something else. Body, did you say it's samhatam? Yes. Okay, then it ticks because of something which is asamhatam. And here, instead of saying body, he is going to use two words, pranam and apanam. He doesn't use deha and all, shariram, etc. He's using two elements, pranam and apanam, which themselves are put together. Okay. And he's going to use that argument. And he says, okay, you know what? The confusion is what is the argument of the Purva Pakshi? Wait a minute. Pranam is the essence on which the whole body depends. There's nothing other than pranam. Because pranam means what? Respiration. Respiration. Because when you check, you want to check if somebody is alive or not, you check for the respiration. Number one. Number two, when the person is sleeping, the only thing that's really visible in the person, visible. A lot of activities are going on, blood circulation is happening, but it's not visible to the naked eye. And so the only thing that's visible is the stomach just going up and down. Like this goes up and down. There is some sound. Audibly you can listen to the breath. So that pranam. That therefore that pranam. Remember, Bhrigu also said that pranam brahme divyajana. He said annam first. Then he realized, no, that can't be the case. Then he came to pranam after. That is Taittiriya Upanishad. So here also, pranam and annam, apanam. And by the way, you just have to note that apanam generally means excretion, generally, in all the Panchapranaham, apanam means excretion. But here, Shankaracharya, Yama is going to mean exhalation. I'm sorry, exhalation is prana, inhalation is apana. Inhalation is apana. That is just a by the way here. All right, he's going to say all that, and he's going to say, no, this pranam apanam also is dependent on something else. That is the message of this mantra. There is somebody who is pushing, making the prana go up and go down. That is the idea. That is all the message of this mantra. Okay. So, so instead of saying body works for somebody else, he is saying apana and prana works for somebody else. They work for somebody else. Right? That is a message here. And and then he says madhye. Okay, where is that? Who is that thing that's making this prana go up and down? Madhye Vamanam Asinam. Asinam means sitting, located. That entity, Atma, not mentioned, the word is not mentioned here. Madhye, Madhye, Sharirasya Madhye. Somewhere in the middle of the body he is sitting, it seems. And Vamanam does not mean short, dwarf, and all that. Here it means Shankaracharya will give a different meaning. We'll see that. The worshipful, most sacred. That's the meaning of Vamanam here. And not only that, Vishwe Deva Upasate. And that is worshipful. And guess what? Who are all worshipping that Atma? All the sense organs, all the karmendriyas, they're all worshipping. Sense organs in particular. Why? Because the sense organs are offering all the Shabdadi, Rupadi, everything, Gandhadi, everything coming inside, no? And so that is the Naivedyam for this art. Like that, this mantra is telling us, okay? So let's see the meaning of this mantra. Let's see the Bhaashyam. ऊर्ध्वं हृदयात्
ऊर्ध्वं हृदयात्
प्राणं प्राणवृत्तिं
प्राणं प्राणवृत्तिं
वायुम्
वायुम्
उन्नयति ऊर्ध्वं गमयति
उन्नयति ऊर्ध्वं गमयति
तथा
तथा
अपानं
पानं
प्रत्यक् अधः
प्रत्यक् अधः
अस्यति क्षिपति
यति क्षिपति
यः इति वाक्यशेषः.
यः इति वाक्यशेषः.
Yeah. So he's beginning to explain here. Urdhvam pranam unnayati. Okay, unnayati is the verb there. Unnayati. You know, we have sometimes unnati, we have some words like that. We name our children unnati, like that. So here, unnayati. What is the meaning? Urdhvam gamayati. Shankaracharya says. Urdhvam gamayati. Urdhvam means up or upwards also is called urdhvam. Gamayati. Making something move upwards is called unnayati. That's what Shankaracharya is. Gamayati. In Sanskrit, you can convert a verb gachati to go to gamayati to make a person go. To go, to make something go. Two things, right? One is to go is something is moving, going. Who is making it move? If you say that maker, nich pratyaya, okay, the gamayati, that word will transform itself by a little, by adding a so-called suffix, and it will become gamayati. Gachati will become gamayati. Patati, studies, boy is studying. Pathayati, teacher is teaching, making the student study. Pathayati, in Hindi also it is there. Karna, karana. Correct? Karana. That's it. Look at the difference. Just one little dirgha difference is there. But the meaning is entirely different. Karna, karana. Padna, padana. That's it. Same thing here also. The gamayati. So that which makes makes something move upwards. Urdhvam unnayati. And what is being moved upward? Who is not said? Who is moving up? Something causing to move up? Not said. But let's see. Pranam. What is pranam? Prana vrittim vayu. A vayu, the breath. Okay. The air that is functioning as exhalation. That is the meaning of this. The air that is functioning as the exhalation in this human body. That is the meaning of the word prana vrittim vayu. Because prana automatically has to be associated with exhalation, which is the tradition, prana, exhalation. All right, that prana, because it's exhalation, it has to be pushed upwards inside the body. Okay, exhalation, you may think, okay, the air is coming downwards from the nose. Okay, maybe coming downwards from the nose, but it got pushed up in the body. It has to come from the lungs going up. So it's called the upward movement. Okay, exhalation is upward movement. Within the body, it's moving upward, no doubt. Okay. And then further, urdhvam hridayat. From the heart, it's moving upwards. So he's giving the relative movement. From the heart, it's moving upwards. All right. From the lungs, heart means lungs in this case. See, this word hridaya, our Shastra uses indiscriminately. And we have to make sense out of that word. What is this meaning, hridaya? Does it really mean heart or does it mean something else? So here, our acharyas say, from the lungs, let's use lungs because that's a practical thing. Heart may be there, I mean, symbolic. Let's make it practical and let's say it's the lungs, moves from the lung. All right. Okay, who moves it? Not yet said. Okay, we'll just keep it in the back burner for now. Okay. And then tatha, in addition, so also, apanam pratyak adaha asyati kshipati. Put a semicolon there. Kshipati. Kshipati means dropping, pushing down. The sense of downward movement. So Shankaracharya is saying asyati means kshipati. And Shipati means it's thrown downwards, sent downwards. Okay. And what is sent downwards? Apanam pratyak. So apanam, he doesn't explain what apanam is. And apanam is to be understood as what? The inhalation. Somebody has to push the air inside, and that air is being pushed inside. That is the meaning of this apanam pratyak. Pratyak means adaha. In Sanskrit, famous adaha, every Sanskrit student will know adaha means downward. Downward. Adaha is a abhyaya, non-declinable. Okay. Apanam, the inhalation is pushed downward. That's the meaning of that. Then Shankaracharya says, you know what? Who is doing this? That who is not at all mentioned here. That who, subject is not there at all. Gamayati, kaha gamayati. Kaha kshipati, kaha kon. That kon is not there here. And so he's saying here, yaha iti vakya sheshaha. Yaha means the one who pushes the air out and one who pushes the air inward. That the one who, that yaha means one who. Iti vakya sheshaha. That has to be added in this sentence. That is not there. Yama is not used the word, but we have to add that word yaha, the one who, based on the sentence, based on the meaning of the sentence in the context, that yaha is implied. That's what he's saying, right? Of course, what is that person? What is that yaha, that one who, that's going to come next? Okay. All right. I hope all of you are with me until now, right? So let's read the next one, third quarter of the mantra. Yeah, Surendraji. Tam madhye hridaya pundarika akashe
हृदयपुण्डरीक आकाशे
asinam
आसीनं
buddhau
बुद्धौ
abhivyakta vijnana prakasham.
अभिव्यक्तविज्ञानप्रकाशम्.
In your Gita press, it will say prakashanam. In your notebook, it says prakasham. Both are okay. Vamanam.
वामनम्.
In your notebook, you have another word, vananiyam. I think your notebook says vananiyam, no? Yeah, vananiyam. Yeah, vananiyam.
वननीयम्.
Sambhajaniyam.
सम्भजनीयम्.
Vishve sarve.
विश्वे सर्वे.
Gita press says sarve vishve. Both are okay. Vishve sarve devaha.
विश्वे सर्वे देवाः.
Chakshuradayaha.
चक्षुरादयः.
Pranaha.
Pranaha.
Rupadi Vijnanam.
Rupadi Vijnanam.
Balim Upaharantaha.
Valli Upaharantaha.
Vishaha Iva.
Vishaha Iva.
Rajanam Upasate.
Rajanam Upasate.
Yeah. So, that yaha, now the topic is shifting to yaha, that one thing that is pushing the air upwards and pushing the air downwards. Tam, tam. Now the topic is shifting to that subject. And that, what about that tam? Madhye hridaya pundarika akashe asinam. This is now familiar to us because all this angushta matra purushaha and all we saw, and there is within the body there is heart, and within the heart there is some space which is equal to the space of the thumb, and then within that space there is a mind, and within the mind the atma is located. Like that we saw earlier. Okay, so that same yo veda dihitam kuhayam parame vyoman so oshtute sarvan kamahan saha, like that. This nihitam guhayam, hidden in the cave. Atma is always referred to as something that is hidden in the cave of the heart. Typical usage. We saw that before. So he's saying the same thing. Hridaya pundarika akashe. Akasha is space. The space which is there in the heart, which is like the lotus. The lotus of the heart. The heart is very sacred. Our Shastra uses heart not like some physical entity. It is we all know heart is such an important entity. Those days also they knew. And they knew all these things. Means internal, the anatomy of the body. They knew it. So that heart, I think to tell the cultures that they did not know and all that is just very condescending in my opinion. You know, the West is quickly taking stuff on their own. Oh, we invented this, we invented this, we invented this, without having any dialogue. So you see when I see this Shastra, I find that there was a lot of knowledge they had, a lot of knowledge. Whole lifetime can be spent trying to figure out what is it that they knew. You know, that itself is a big subject. Anyway, Hridaya Pundarika Akashe, in the space of the sacred lotus heart. Lotus heart, the heart symbolized by the lotus. That's a way to understand it. Because lotus is also considered very sacred. In Coimbatore, you can buy lotus flowers. You want to do puja, lotus also is available. Many places in Hyderabad and all, I've never seen a lotus when I grew up. Never seen it. Just a word and then some picture I've seen. That's about it. So Madhye means Hridaya Pundarika Akashe, not middle. Middle is the popular meaning of the word Madhye. Shankaracharya says Hridaya Pundarika Akashe. Okay. Asinam. Asinam. If nothing is said, it appears like located, the Atma that is seated in this heart. Okay, that is the way you will assume. So, because he knows you're going to assume, you're going to give a location to Atma. And Shankaracharya does not want us to locate Atma because Atma is all pervasive. It really can't be located anywhere. You can ask, where is something located in? You can ask, Atma supports everything. So he's immediately saying, Buddhau Abhivyakta Vijnana Prakasham. He's saying this asinam, don't think asinam means something is located in something else. Like, where is my pen? My pen is located in this pot. It's there in that cup. Go take a look at it. Okay. It's not that kind of location. Uh, pen in pot. What kind of example is that? Don't I have any other example or what? I don't, it's not very immediately obvious here. There is no pen stand and all I don't have. Maybe I should have a cup or something like that. Class, I should do that. So he's saying, Abhivyakta Vijnana Prakasham Buddha. Look at this. Prakasham. brilliance, illumination, right? Brightness. That is the meaning of the word prakasha. What kind of prakasha it is? Vijnana prakasha. The word vijnana here means consciousness. Chetanam, Chaitanya Prakasham. That is the meaning of that. Vijnanam has that meaning in certain contexts. Vijnanam means knowledge also. Specific knowledge. All these words we've seen before. Here it means Chaitanyam, Chaitanya Prakasham. Because Chaitanyam shines, consciousness shines. And so that Prakasham, what about that Prakasham, that brilliance of the consciousness? Abhivyakta. Abhivyakta is a technical word which means manifesting, manifesting, appearing, showing up. Okay, manifesting. Like here also, our pot is a good example. Clay is always there, but clay in this case is manifesting as a pot, showing up in front of us as a pot. We say pot. Yesterday I had a session with our Indic knowledge landscape. Haripriya ji is teaching that course, and so she invited me to give a talk to them. So they're studying it's an intense course. It talks about all darshanas, and then Vedas, Upangas, and then this Vedangas, Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Kalpam, Jyotisham, Niruktam, etc. All these things they're studying, everything. So it's a very intense course. And she wanted me to come and talk about Advaita Vedanta, which is Uttaramimamsa, which is one of the darshanas. So I wanted to lighten up a little bit. I didn't jump into all the Satyam Mithya and all that. So I just casually I was going there and liked it. But finally we ended up with this pot. And so I asked this question, what do you hand my hand and all that. So we had a nice 10 minutes. Everybody was scratching their head. And so it took a while to recognize there is clay, there is pot, and are there two things in my hand or one thing? So they never thought like that. I thought they had been exposed after all these things, but no. That shows that kind of analysis is not there in some of the other darshana. Why? Because everything is satyam. For them, everything is satyam. So mithya idea itself is not there. And so here, clay is manifest as a pot. That's the way, that word manifestation, that's how we think about it. So here he's saying, when you say Atma is located in the heart, the way you should understand it is Atma, the brilliance of Atma is manifest where? Buddhau. Buddhau. In the Buddhi. In the Buddhi. Buddhi is there. Because the heart, what is there in the heart? Mind is there in the heart. Remember, then go back to the mind. And so, mind, just like every thought in the mind is a manifestation of that brilliant consciousness. Thought comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. The thought is your only indication that there is something called consciousness. Just comes and goes. Like waves. Wave comes and goes. Wave comes and goes. Okay? And don't be carried away by the wave. There is something called water. Okay? That is what is being said here. That asinam means it is there all the time. It's not somehow Atma did not decide I'm going to hide in this heart, hide in the mind. It's not like that. It's always there, but it can be recognized through all your thought patterns. Okay? So that is the meaning of this. Madhye Hridaya Pundarikashe Akashe Asinam Buddhau Avivyakta Vijnana Prakasham. So, whose light Atma, whose light of consciousness, okay, is manifest in the Buddhi. That's the way to translate that phrase. Further, And what is that Atma? It is Vamanam. It is Vamanam. Shankaracharya is saying Sambhajaniyam. Bhajaniyam. Like as in Bhaja Govindam. Bhajaniyam. It has to be worshipped. It is adorable. It's the most adorable. It's the most auspicious. That Atma, Sambhajaniyam, Samyak Bhajaniyam. It deserves worship. It deserves our adoration. It deserves all our attention and focus. Okay. Like you go to a temple, there are a lot of things in the temple, but there is something called Garbhagriham, and within the Garbhagriham, there is the Pradhana Murti is there, right there. Temple is huge, but the Murti is there. That our attention should be focused on that Devata or Deva, or on that Ishvara. We have to focus on that Murti, Pradhana Murti. Okay. So like that here also, Sambhajaniyam. Atma Tvam Girija Matihi. Shiva Manasa Puja. How many of you know Shiva Manasa Puja? Yeah, so many of you chant. Atma Tvam Girija Matihi. Shankaracharya is saying, hey Atma, hey Shiva, you are nothing but Atma. In my body, you are Atma. Atma Tvam Girija Matihi. Hey Parvati is my Buddhi. Buddhi is Parvati. Atma is Shiva. Atma Tvam Girija Matihi. Sahachara Prana Shariram Griham. Sahachara Prana, all the people who are doing the job, getting things set for this prayer is all our pranas. All the activities going on in the body. Prana Sahachara Shariram Griham. This Shariram is the house. Like this, you have a mantra. That Atma Tvam Girija Matihi. Okay. That Atma he is referring to as therefore Sambhajaniyam. Vamanam means Sambhajaniyam. And we have not, I think the next we have to read or what? No, Vishwadeva we already read. Okay. Right. Now further, Vishwadevaha. What are these Vishwadevaha or Dev? Sarve Vishwadevaha is equal to Chakshuradayaha. You know the meaning of Chakshuradayaha, eyes, etc. Means all the sense organs, which is equal to, and the pranaha, okay, the Chakshuradayaha, and the pranaha also operating in the body. What do? They are upasate. Look at the verb upasate. Upasate means they are worshipping. Chakshuradayaha are worshipping this Atma because Sambhajaniyam. Quietly Shankaracharya said Vananam means Sambhajaniyam. Worshipping. They are doing puja. Upasate. And how do you say this? Well, Rupadi Vijnanam Balim Upaharantaha. Puja means you have to offer something. Only then it becomes a puja. Om Krishnaya Namaha. Om Govardhana Giridharaye Namaha. Om Devaki Nandanaya Namaha. You have to offer something. So that offering is happening, it seems. And this Chakshuradayaha, the sense organs are offering Balim. Bali here is not sacrifice, it's an offering. Sometimes we use the word Bali. Bali means this. Sometimes they sacrifice of animals and all that. They use the word Bali. And so here it's not like that. It is any offering. They offer. What can the sense organs offer? Rupadi Vijnanam. Here Vijnanam does not mean the Vijnanam we saw just a few moments ago. Just some minute ago we said Vijnanam is consciousness, Chaitanyam. Here no. Vijnanam means what? It means Vijnanam. It means the knowledge. When you see something, immediately colors and forms become evident to you. When you hear something, I heard something, some music, somebody's playing some Vishnu Sahasranam, because it's in the morning time, they play. So you hear that. So Shabda Jnanam, Shabda Vijnanam, Rupa Vijnanam, Tvaka Vijnanam, it's cool, it's hot. All that is touch, that Vijnanam. Rupadi, Rupa, forms, etc. That is the meaning. So obviously, the sense organs are offering these Rupadi Vijnanam. Balim Upaharantaha means offering. Offering to what? To that Vamanam Sambhajaniyam Tam. Okay, he's not using the word Atma yet. Okay, we have to, that's implied in this mantra. And Shankaracharya, Vishaha iva Rajanam upasate. Vishaha. Vishaha means Vaishyaha, business people. Business people, when they want to come do business, they come to a city, Amazon wants to open stores in Europe long ago, let's say. What do? They have to come. Jeff Bezos has to come to Europe, and they have to meet the big shots of all the countries. They have to go Belgium, France, Netherlands, this and that. They have to meet somehow they have to meet the finance minister or something like that, or even the president or prime minister, because he's a big shot. This Jeff Bezos is so big, and nobody, nothing can compare to people like them. And so they give a red carpet welcome for these people. And so this Vaishyaha, Vishaha is equal to Vaishyaha, plural. Okay. Shakaranta Strilingam, Vaishyaha, Vishaha. Okay. Vit, Vishau, Vishaha. That's how it goes. All right. Vaishyaha, Iva Rajhanam Upas. Just like these business people, they go approach the Raja and offer a lot of goodies. They don't go empty handed. You can't go to a king empty handed. You have to give them something. So all goodies are all coming, it seems. So doing the praising the king, you are great, your country is running very well. Why are you saying all these things? I also have some things to offer, and then I want this. Allow me to do some business in your country, in your kingdom. Okay. So that's the idea here. What an example. Vishaha iva rajana. Iva means like. Vishaha rajanam upasate eva. That is a way to do that way. Like the way business people, commerce people, commercial people praise, honor the king. That's a way to say that. Yeah, Aniruddha, go ahead.
So Pashyan, Shunvan, Spushan, Stang, Gachana, Swapana, Swashana. We can relate to this?
See, there, Pashyan, Shunvan, Spushan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Swashan, Pralapan, Visrajan, Grannan, Unmishan, Nimishannapi, Indriyani, Indriyartheshu, Vartanta iti dharayan. So there the context is slightly different. Slightly different. There is no offering, etc. There what is being said is Dehi, Atma, even though so many actions are going on, Vartanta iti dharayan, understanding that actions are going on in the presence of Atma, Atma is just there, doing nothing, observing everything. Like that it is said. So the sense of offering and all doesn't come.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. But you can bring some other sloka, like what? Apane juhvati pranam, pranapane tathapare, pranapanagati rudva, pranayama parayana. Where is it? Fourth chapter? Look at it. He's talked about so many yajnas. He talked about so many yajnas. Look at that. Fourth chapter, 29, 28. Dravya yajnastapo yajnaha, yoga yajnastatha pare, swadhyaya, jnana yajnascha, yatayaha, samshita vrataha, swadhyaya. Yajna. I am offering the swadhyaya.
12 yajnas.
12 yajnas, yeah. Prana. Prana my inhalation is an offering into the body. That is one type of offering. Then exhalation is another offering. I'm offering the exhalation to this whole jagat. Like that, we saw so many yajnas. So I think Aniruddhaji, that's a better analogy, right? Sarvepi ete yajna vidaha, etc. We saw that. Evam bahvida yajnaha vitata brahmano mukhe shreyan dravyamayad yajna. Like that, he concludes. So there is all this dravya mayat yajna. Every yajna involves some dravya, some material being offered, something offered to something else. But superior to all of that is what? Jnana yajna parantapa, like that he had said. Okay, good. So that is why our culture, look at that. The minute you get up, you say Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamole Stita Gauri, Prabhate Kara Darshanam. Immediately Devatas. Here, sense organs means the sense organ Devatas, Adhishtana Devatas of the sense organ. The sense organs themselves are inert, but the Devata. What is the Devata of Shrotriyendriyam? What is the Devata of Shrotriyendriyam?
Dik.
Dik Devata. Dik Devata is offering. The conscious entity is Dik Devata. Correct? So like that. Chakshu Adityaha. Aditya Devata is offering the Rupa to the Atma. Like that we should understand this sentence. Okay, let's continue.
Just a minute, Guruji. One
Uh,
in context of this one offering of Devata, there is a in Mahabrahmana book there is a mention of one of the sages gets very angry on all the Devatas and he wants to curse or he wants to do some bad things or praying something. He says, don't do this because it is going to hurt you only. So he does it and all his eyes, ears and nose, throat, everything burning. So that's an experience like written there in the book. Very interesting. Mahabrahmana.
oh, okay.
So actually, as you said, that is a representation within the body. So he curses them and he suffers by all this pain and burning sensation.
I see. Okay, okay. Nice. All right, next. Tadhartyena Tadarthyena
Tadartyena
Anuparata Vyaparaha
Anuparata Vyapara
Bhavanti Ityarthaha
Bhavanti Ityarthaha
Yadarthaha
Yadarthaha
Yat Prayuktaha Cha
Yat Prayuktascha
Sarve Vayukarana Vyaparaha
Sarve Vayukarana Vyaparaha
Saha Anyaha Siddhaha Iti Vakyarthaha.
Saha Anyaha Siddha Iti Vakyarthaha.
Yeah. So he's now concluding. Because he's explained, Upasate, that's the last word of the mantra. And he's saying, Tadarthyena, Tadarthyena, means for the purpose of Tat, for the purpose of that, what is that? He has never said so far, right? He's only said the Atma is implied. So Tadarthyena, for the purpose of that Atma, which is Sambhajaniyam Vamanam, okay, to which all the Shabdadi Vishwe Devaha Upasate, that for that purpose, Tadarthyena, okay, Anuparata Vyaparaha, Anuparata Vyapara. This Vyapara is constant, activity is constantly going on, right, in the body. And constant activity going on. And Uparata means subsided. stop it. Anuparata, non-stop. Non-stop activity. Non-stop activity. All this vyapara. Bhavanti ityartaha. All the non-stop activities happening for the sake of that Atma. That is the summary is giving here. And so that sense organs, the Devataha, are all busy in constant activity without any rest for the sake of that Atma alone. Okay? That is the meaning. Ityartaha. That is the meaning. Then he's saying, Yadarthaha yat prayuktaha cha sarve vayukarana vyaparaha saha anyaha siddhaha iti vakyartaha. Okay, he's saying, all right, yadarthaha, that for which this vayukarana vyaparaha, all these activities, such as vayukarana, means this prana, apana, indriyani, all these activities that are going on, and yadarthaha, and for whom these activities are going on, and yat prayuktaha cha, and that which activates this prana. Atma is okay, Atma, for the purpose of Atma, all these activities are going on, but Atma is the one that activates all the prana. Without Atma, prana will not be there. Okay, so yat prayuktaha, that Atma which enlivens all the pranas and other activities in the body. Okay, what about all that? What about that Atma? Saha. So Saha, Yaha. We started the sentence with Yaha. Because where did he say Yaha? Yaha iti vakya sheshaha, right? He said somewhere. Where is this?
Yeah. Adaha asyati
Second
kshipati yaha.
sentence.
Yeah, first sentence. Kshipati. Yaha iti vakya sheshaha. He says, add the word Yaha right in the beginning of the sentence, right? And so, and then tam, referring again to Atma. And so, then tadartyena, for the purpose of that. And then he's saying here, saha, that entity which is still unnamed, saha, anyaha iti siddhaha. Anyaha. That Atma has to be something other than the prana apanadi. It can't be prana apana. Because what is our Purva Pakshi saying? Hey, prana is the essence. Prano brahme divya janat. Prana is it. That's it. Beyond prana, there is nothing. Here Shankaracharya is concluding. He's stretching the mantra. He's saying, hey, mantra is very cryptic. We have to read more into it. He's saying, Saha, that thing that takes the prana up and apana down and all these things. Anyaha iti siddhaha. It is different than prana and apana. That stands established. Siddhaha. Stands established. He's saying this mantra establishes that. Establishes what? That Atma, which is asamhatam, is different from the samhatam, which is prana panadi. Correct? Iti vakyarthaha. That is the meaning of the entire mantra. Vakyarthaha. Mantrarthaha. Okay? Yadarthaha, yat prayuktaha cha, sarve vayukarana vyaparaha. That for whom all these pranam unnayati, apanam unnayati and all, so many activities are happening. And because unnayati, that which pulls the prana up, okay, yeah, bring that now. And that has to be something other than the prana. That is obvious, he says, that stands established. Okay. Taha anyaha siddhaha iti vakyarthaha. He's summarizing it that way. Okay, so let's look at so what's the summary of this mantra? Atmanaha, go back to the Sambandha Bhaashyam. Atmanaha Swarupa Adhigame Lingam Uchyate. In order to appreciate Atma, what are the indicators? Well, indicators here are prana and apana. That is the indicator. Through prana and apana, one can infer Atma. Sankhyas and other darshanas says you don't need the Veda to know about Atma. Look, I've proved to you, I've given you a samhata argument, and therefore Atma I can infer. Why do you need the Veda? Hey, you can infer Atma, okay, I accept it. But what is this Atma? You can't figure out without the Veda. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam puranaha nahanyate hanyamani. These things you can't figure out. For that, the pramanam is Veda only. They say, no, you don't need Veda. We can figure it out also. They talk about many Atmas. As many Atmas as there are Jivas, etc. They say. So, own ideas start coming up. I think wrong. You can present your own ideas because you can think, But if you want to know what the truth is, you have to rely on the Vedas. Therefore, they are all what we call Tarka Pradhana Darshana. Purely logic. What do we say here? For us, Veda is the Pramanam. And then Shastra Sammata Tarka. We use logic without violating what the Veda is saying. In any case, Tarka can only take you from one finite entity to another finite entity. Number one, you can never derive the infinite from the finite. It is just not possible. Even every scientist will agree with that statement. Okay. Then, suppose somebody says, like, take the example. There are these mountains there you can see. And there is once, when we were in the ashram, I remember, far away in the night, there was just fire. I mean, fire we could see in that case. But just imagine only smoke. Smoke is just coming out. And what will you say? Oh, there is a fire. There's a forest fire. That's what you will say. How do you know? Well, there is no smoke without fire. All right. But to make that statement, you must already know what fire is. Without absolutely not having seen fire at all, a child, for example, okay, especially these days in these modern houses where you can see fire, a child will not see fire. Where is fire? Tell me. Because a child can spend years and not know what fire is, and suppose they don't light a lamp or not.
Gas burning.
Gas, the induction heater is there, suppose. Electrical appliances. These are electrical appliances. Where fire? There's no gas. America, in Chicago, there is gas. In Houston, there is no gas. Many places. They don't have basements and things. Gas also may or may not be there. Some houses do, but many houses don't. No fire at all. The child will not know what fire is, period. Will the child be able to say all this? There is no fire without smoke. What fire? I don't even know what fire is. How can I even make that statement? Therefore, in order to use that logic, there's no fire without, or there's no smoke without fire, I must have seen fire. What I'm going to conclude, I must already know prior to the conclusion. Atma must be known. If you are going to conclude Atma, you must already know Atma in order for you to conclude Atma. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. You cannot know Atma. You don't know. Maximum you can say I am Atma and all that. And that's about it. But you can't conclude Atma because you don't know anything about Atma. You will end up concluding Atma as another entity in this universe. That's the maximum you can say. Okay. So think about that. That's a very uncanny argument. If I want to see a scientist is proving a lot of things. Mathematics theorems are all proved. You look at any theorem, geometry, equilateral triangle, right angle triangle. We studied so much. A square plus B square is equal to C square and all. All the proofs, we have to visualize everything. Only thing you can understand is the logic to go from here to here. and some equation is there. But everything is already visualized. Everything is objectified. Atma being not objectifiable, you can't use logic to infer Atma. This is a very powerful argument in my opinion. And so think about it. Yeah, Hariji, go ahead. You had a question. Yes. Later now. So we've done with the Bhaashyam, right? We have
No,
to
no,
do.
he's speaking muted.
Oh, he's speaking muted. We can't hear you, Hariji.
Hari Om. This particular verse is it not exactly what Kathopanishad says? The first question itself is, by whom willed my first prana started operating?
It's it's a question. Here it is an answer. This mantra is an answer to the student's question. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. Kenaf pranav. Yeah, good observation. Hariji is making good observations. See, Kathopanishad mantra is like this. The student is asking. We infer that a student is asking because it's a question. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. Hey, this mind is working. I can appreciate that. But kena ishitam, is there somebody who's pushing the mind in a particular direction? Arjuna also asked that question in one of the chapters, right? Why somebody does an act of adharma, like that he was asking. Then
अथ केनं प्रयुक्तोऽयम्
correct. Papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiv niyojitaha Shri Bhagavan uvacha kamayesha krodayesha. Like that he said. Here, kena ishitam, keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. All right. Kena prana prathama praiti yukta. Hey, Kena, this prana is working. Who is doing it? Sariji is thinking, connecting it to that. Who is doing this? Who is making all this prana work? And then what? Kena prana prathama praiti yukta. And then chakshu shrotram kavudevo yunakti. Like that it goes. Anyway. So, you're right, Hariji. This mantra seems to be an answer to that question. Not an explicit answer. Just saying, hey, there is an Atma. Yeah. We have to, with a lot of analysis still pending, right? Yeah, somebody else raised their hand. Who else?
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Mahesh ji.
Good observation. Okay. All right. So let's do the moolam. Yaha pranam urdhvam unnayati. Yaha in brackets. Comma apanam pratyak asyati. Same. Exactly as it is presented in the moolam mantra. Okay, comma. Tam in brackets. Tam. Madhye asinam vamanam. Madhye asinam vamanam. But vamanam, we don't know the meaning, so we can bring in sambhajaniyam. Madhye asinam vamanam sambhajaniyam atmanam. That's our word, okay, atmanam. Even Shankaracharya does not use the word atma anywhere in this Bhaashyam. So maybe Tikakara, Anandagiri or somebody is using that word. Yeah, we need to check. So, Vamanam Sambhajaniyam Atmanam. Vishve Deva Upasate. Vishve Deva Upasate. So now it reads well. Yaha pranam urdhvam unnayati. Yaha apanam pratyag asyati. Tam madhye asinam vamanam sambhajaniyam atmanam. Vishve Devaha Upasate. Right? So you can see that. That's Purana.
Guruji?
Yeah.
Upasate, is it Ekavachanam?
Correct. Correct. No. Upasate. Wait. Upasate.
Upasate, upasayate, upasante. No?
No. Upaste. Upaste, upasete, upasate.
Upasate. Okay.
You may want to check. It's a very unusual declaration.
Because Vishvedevaha is a plural.
Yes.
So that upasate, it's sounding like Ekavachanam. So
Yeah,
I had a...
Yeah, upasate is bahuvachanam. Upaste, upasete, upasate. I think that's how it is.
But
Alright.
in elsewhere, the same upasate comes like Ekavachanam. Somewhere in other... I will look and...
Yeah. Check it
there.
out.
Okay, I will look.
It can't come. Yeah. Our acharyas know this difference. They are careful. Yeah, Maheshji is there.
I posted a question on the chat box.
Go ahead and tell us what it is.
So this, in the 4th chapter Gita, when we talked about 4:28, 29 just now, I thought this prana and apana is kind of reversed here. Because when you inhale, your stomach goes up, and that is prana. And then apana is when you exhale, stomach goes down. That's what I thought 4:28 and 4:29 says.
Oh, really?
So here I don't know why they should do other way.
Here in yoga it is the same. Prana is inhalation, apana is throwing out.
Yeah.
Correct. Prana is inhalation. Correct.
Because in prana only, when you inhale only, stomach goes up. Or if you are lying down.
Correct.
Or if you are standing up, your chest expands.
See, in Vedanta Sara, there is a text called Vedanta Sara, written by Swami Sadananda Saraswati. It's a beautiful text which is a nice presentation of Advaita Vedanta. From the basics, he will start. Adhikaritvam onwards, everything he will start. Like Tattva Bodha, almost like Tattva Bodha, but then it will continue. Vedanta Sara. So there he defines prana. You know how he defines? He says, Pranaha is praggamanavan vayuhu. That's the definition of prana. Praggamanavan vayuhu. Apana has two meanings. One is adhogamanavan vayuhu. Okay, adhogam, that is going inside. Adhogamanavan vayuhu. The mover, the one who is moving downwards is called apana. And then one more meaning is there. The excretion, there is another meaning. It is called avaggamanavan vayuhu. Avaggamanavan vayuhu. So here that avak is not used. That adhogamanavan vayuhu is used. So therefore, here we are using the same definition that is used by Shankara, which is later used by Sadananda in Vedanta Sara. So you are correct, your observation is correct, Maheshji. The definition of prana goes this way.
Nirgachandi is also used, no, somewhere?
Because in the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, when we explained, when you wrote the book, I recall saying that just normally we see it or observe it.
Correct. You are correct. Your point well taken. We're not going to be stuck with one definition of prana. In other words, because yoga, look at that. Yoga definition is different. Inhalation. Here it is exhalation. Because why is it like that? Because look at the moolam. Prana murdva. What can you do? Yama says murdva. You can't say Yama, you made a mistake. We can't say that.
Yesterday, someone was explaining the word guna. He says guna has different meaning in different contexts, in different shastras.
Okay. Yeah. Guna has a lot of meanings. One minute, somebody. Oh. Yeah, let's read the next mantra and then conclude. Kim cha asya vistram samanasya sharirasthasya dehinah dehat vimuchyamanasya kimatra parishishyate etat tat. Yeah, so we'll conclude there. We'll continue in the next class. Om आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् ॐ आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् ॐ आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ